As we forward fold, we're going to slowly roll back up. Come to a standing position and shoulders roll up, back and down, loosening up the neck. And we'll go right into a sun salutation, scooping forward, reaching towards the sun. Hands coming out and down, fingertips to the ground. We'll step back with one foot, then the other to a push-up plank, stretching long. And then slowly lower down, relax to the mat. Or you can hover in a chaturanga. And we'll look forward to a cobra or upward dog. Toes push into the mat, hips lift up and back. Shoulders drop, belly buttons pulling into the spine as the hips push to the back wall. Push with each individual fingertip. And then we'll walk the dog, bend one knee, then the other, alternating the feet. Now you could always be on your knees here if that's more comfortable. In a puppy dog, just go at your own pace, do what feels best for your body. We'll walk your feet in towards your hands and roll up. One vertebrae at a time, shoulders roll back and down, shake your head yes. And bend the knees and scoop forward for another sun salutation, reaching to the sun. Hands coming out and down, fingertips touch the mat. Step back with one foot, then the other to a push-up plank. Now you can be on your knees or your toes. You choose what's best. And we'll slowly lower down. You can hover or relax to the mat. And then we'll look forward to a cobra or upward dog. The toes dig into the mat, hips lift up and back. Shoulders drop. Breathing in. And exhaling out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Then we'll walk the dog, bend one knee, then the other, alternate the feet. And then walk your feet in towards your hands and roll up. One vertebrae at a time, shoulders lifting to the ears, pushing back and down. Shaking your head yes. And adjusting the feet, hands go out and up. We'll lean to the left. That crescent moon. You can push the right heel into the mat, right hip might push out to the side. Hands can be together or apart in that crescent shape. And then we'll slowly drop down the left arm. And turn right palm up. Elbow pulls back, we look up to see the sun. So feel that opening of the rib cage, the chest, the shoulder. And then stand tall, place your hand on your head. Head falls over to the right side. Wiggle the fingers on the left. Rotate the arm, lift up the shoulder. And then we'll change, bringing the hand back behind you, letting it rest anywhere that it's comfortable. Feeling this extra stretch down the neck. And then we'll bring the left hand out, wiggle the fingers again, and rotate the arm, slowly lifting up. Hands come together at the top. And down, heart center, a little pressure with the palms. Big breath in. And exhale, maybe forward fold a little bit, squishing, pushing out all the air from the lungs, diaphragm. Big breath in. And exhale, make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. One last time. And exhaling out. Hands lift up. And we'll lean over to that right side. Left heel pushes into the mat. You can bring it back slightly if you'd like, but just kind of open up the rib cage, the hip. Hands can be together or apart. Eventually, we will have that right hand come down nice and slow. Left palm turns up, elbow pulls back. We look up to see the sun. Breathing in, exhaling out. And then stand tall, place your hand on your head. The head fall over. That left side, adjust the feet anytime you need. We'll wiggle the fingers on the right. Rotate the arm, loosen it up. And then bringing that right hand back behind you, just letting it rest. We feel the extra stretch down the neck. Inhaling and exhaling. One last big breath in. And we'll let the right hand come out, wiggle the fingers, rotate the arm, slowly lifting towards the sky. And then the palms push up, lifting the roof off the building, feeling that nice long stretch. Rib cage comes off the hips. Another big breath in, and hands go out and down. Shoulders roll back. We're in a turn. Left foot comes forward and we face the side of the room. Bend and straighten the knees. So we lift up and down a couple times. The hair does not want to stay today. And we'll inhale, lifting up all the way. And we'll come down the center. Now this is your temple pose. Hands can be high in the spire of the temple, or they can be down heart center. Whatever feels best for your body today. Breathing in and exhaling out. Now some people lift their heels off the mat. Makes it columns outside the temple. You have your prayer inside with the hands or your spire at the top. We'll take one last big breath in and slowly lift. Release the hands out and down. Turn one toe forward then the other for a wide angle forward fold. Hands touch the hips push back as we melt to the front. Hands might slide down the legs wherever it's comfortable. It can be on the feet, the floor. You can even reach back behind you. You can shake your head yes, loosening up any tension in the neck. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes again. And then slowly walk the hands up the legs, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, rounding the spine here, tightening the glutes. It tightens from the back. Forward, shake your head yes. Loosen up any tension. Now if your feet are uncomfortable, adjust them, but we will be turning. Left toe out, bending the left knee. As the knee bends, place left hand on the knee, bring the knee back so you feel that inner thigh stretch. And you see the big toe on the inside, lifting up halfway. Shoulders relax down. And we look over the left shoulder, turning the neck. Our strong warrior two, toes are pushing into the mat, heels are digging down, so you're engaging the hamstring. Fingertips pushing away from the torso. And we'll turn left hand up, right hand drops down. Wiggle the fingers. Rotate the arm. And then reach a little higher to the sky, stretching up, breathing in, and exhaling out. Another big breath in. Elbow can be bent or straight. Reverse warrior two. Now we'll lower down halfway, lift up the back arm, and straighten left knee. So both legs are straight. We push fingertips to the left, hips will push to the right, so you start feeling that stretch on the waistline. Slowly windmill the arms down till fingertip touches the leg, and you feel that stretch come through the hip and down the outside of the leg. Right hand can be high, or right hand can be on your hip. Right hand can be on your heart, bringing that shoulder back, or it can be over your head. A lot of options, doing what's best for your body. Yoga is for you, so you get to choose. One last big breath in. We're gonna walk your fingertips up. Right hand lowers down, bend and straighten the knee. And then turn both toes to the front, walking the feet in. Rock side to side, get any tension off the toes. This is called a penguin pose, so you can wiggle the fingers, the toes, move the ankles, maybe roll the shoulders. Penguins are wobbly and wiggly. Turn right toe out, bend and straighten the right knee, going right into our warrior two. The knee is bent, we bring it back so we see the big toe on the inside, opening Stretching the inner thigh and the knee. So we lift up halfway, we'll turn your head, looking over the right shoulder, fingertips pushing away from the torso. Dig the toes into the mat, drop the heels down a little deeper. Breathing in, exhaling out. Strong warrior two. We'll turn right palm up, left hand drops down. You can wiggle the fingers, you can rotate the arm at the top. Elbow can be bent or straight. Some people place their hand on their head, bringing the elbow back. You just choose what you need in your reverse warrior two today. One last deep breath in. We'll lower down halfway, straighten the right knee. Going into our triangle, we reach right fingertips out, slowly windmill down till fingertip touches the leg, pushing left hip all the way out to the side. Now in our triangle pose, you can look down at the ground to the side of the room or up to the sky. Left hand be on the hip, the heart, be high or over the head. Creating a lot of triangles with our arms or legs or torso. So whatever's best for your body. We'll take one last deep breath in. Exhale out. And walk the right fingertips up. Bend and straighten the knee. Turn your toes back forward. Walk your feet in nice and slow. Rock side to side in that penguin pose. Grab water if you need. Roll the shoulders back and down. I'm going to turn at least one of the fans on so we have a little bit of circulation. Now we're going to get ready to do our lizard poses today. Shoulders roll back and down as we face the front. Loosening up any tension in the neck, we'll stand hip distance apart. Starting with a warrior one pose, we'll bring left leg straight back behind you. The heel lifts up and down. The heel will be pushing down here. So we'll push the heel into the mat and bring that left hip forward. So you really feel the stretch come up the front of the body. Lift the hands forward to the sky. Shoulders relax down. Nice soft neck. There's that space between the ear and the shoulder. Or warrior one. Now from here, we'll bring your hands down to the front knee. And we'll lift up the back heel. It's going to turn into a runner's lunge or a crescent lunge. So we're going to wiggle the heel back, sinking the hips down lower, extending out that left leg. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me a little better. So the hips start dropping down towards the ground. If you would like, you can lift the same hand or the left hand up, the leg that's back. So it turns into a crescent lunge. It's like a crescent moon with the runner's lunge. You create that kind of curvature with the arm and the leg. At any point, you have your hands on the legs. We are actually going down to the floor, so we're kind of melting down with each breath. And eventually we'll walk your hands to the ground and rest the left knee on the ground. Lift up the left toe, wiggle the toes. So we were stretching the arch of the foot, keeping the plantar of the foot, the arch of the foot nice and long and strong. Now we're letting it relax. If you have a tendency for your knees to bother you, you can place a towel or a blanket underneath that kneeling knee. So as the foot's relaxed in the back, we're going to start shifting your weight forward. Some people walk that front foot a little bit farther to the front, but you choose what you need as we feel that stretch or a long line from the knee to the hip to the shoulder. Now this is your lizard pose. You may feel enough of a stretch just shifting your weight forward. But if you would like, you can come up on what I call your shoelaces, the front of the foot, lifting the knee off the mat. So we're stretching the front of the toes, nice pointed toe. We're stretching the front of the ankle, but it really lengthens out the hip. Stretching out the quadricep muscles from the knee to the hip, along with the front abdominals. Now the knee can be up or down. You do not have to have it up the whole time. Your hands can be on the floor or on the front knee. So always adjusting where you need the stretch. We'll take one last big breath in here, and we'll place your hands down on the ground and start shifting your weight back. We're going to lift up the front toe Think of the toe coming towards the nose. We're trying to stretch down the heel of the foot, up the Achilles, up the back calf, and up the hamstring. Think of pulling the stomach in, so we kind of suck in the stomach and push the hips back. Your hands can be anywhere you choose. They might be on the floor, they might be on the leg, they might be on the hips. I prefer mine on the hips because it reminds me to keep pushing the hips back the whole time, so I can feel that deep stretch on the hamstring in the back of the leg. Kind of stretch behind the knee. Now, some people hold on to their toe. It does not matter where your hands are. Wherever it feels comfortable. Some people are down really low. Some people are up high. It does not matter. You're always listening to your body. Whatever is the tightest will speak to you. It'll let you know what you need. One last big breath in. And we're going to shift your weight forward, placing your hand on the knee, place that foot down on the mat. Now we're going to the lizard again, but first I want you to dig the back left toe into the mat so we can lift up that left knee. We're just adjusting the kneecap and setting it back down. So it tends to slide around. We want to make sure it's nice and soft. Now this is where we do our twisted lizard, which means we set our right hand on our right knee and we look over the right shoulder. That may be all you need because we're just twisting the spine just a little bit, but you can also choose to lift the right hand up to the sky or the right hand on your right hip. Turn forward so you can see me if you need. Now another option is to come onto the left elbow so you drop down lower. Some people give their knee a little hug with that right hand, or the hand can be high or on the hip. Just sitting on the knee. We'll take one last deep breath in here. Our twisted lizard, both hands come to the floor. We're going to slowly lift up. I want you to point and flex that front foot. And we're going to go ahead and stand. So we're going to slide the foot in, place your hand on the knee, dig the back left toe into the mat until we start to straighten the legs. Walk your hands up the legs, rock forward and back with the toes, the body, until you feel comfortable in a standing position, walking in place. Shoulders roll back and down. Shake your head, yes. So we're going to do all of that again. You might feel like you have one leg longer than the other right now. We're going to stand hip distance apart and then change sides, bringing the right leg straight back. The right heel lifts up and down. Now we start with the heel down, that strong warrior one. Lift the hands forward to the sky. Shoulders relax. Now you do have this right hip coming forward, so you feel that extra stretch up into the abdominals. Breathing in and exhaling. And then we'll have both hands touch the front knee. Lift up the back leg for that runner's lunge or a crescent lunge, which means we just kind of wiggle the foot, letting the foot slide back to wherever it feels comfortable. And we start dropping the hips down. Now you can have both hands on the knee, your hands can be on the floor. But if you're turning it into the crescent lunge, you can lift that right arm up, creating that curvature of that crescent moon. Feeling the stretch all the way into your abdominals, the obliques. Finding the stretch you need for your body. Or keep both hands on the knee or hands to the floor. At any point, you can go to the floor and be on top of the right knee. We're stretching the arch of the foot here. We'll take one last deep breath in. And then lower the hands down towards the ground, walking your fingertips to the floor, dropping that right knee down, lift up the back toe, wiggle the ankle, the foot. And then we're going to start shifting your weight forward a little bit more. Now, if you want to walk that foot farther to the front, you can. So shift all the weight to the front, support with the hands. You might choose to go on top of the right foot, lifting up the knee and stretching the front of the toes. It's like you're pointing your toe, stretching the front of the ankle. Your lizard pose today. One last deep breath in. And we're gonna shift your weight back, lifting up the front left toe. The toe comes towards your nose. We feel the stretch come around the heel, up the Achilles, up the calf, the back side of the leg, that hamstring. Pull the belly button in and push the hips back. Feeling that deep stretch in the back of the leg. Hands can be on the floor, they can be on the leg, wherever it's comfortable. I like to put mine on my hips to remind me to keep pushing my hips back. Some people sit down all the way on that back foot. You just choose what's comfortable for your body or where you feel the stretch. Always releasing comparisons, going at your own pace, listening to what your body needs. One last deep stretch on the back of that knee. And we're going to shift your weight forward, placing that left foot on the front. Now, first we adjust by digging right toe into the mat, lift up the right knee and set it back down. So we're just readjusting the kneecap. Relax the foot and shift your weight forward again. Now this is our twisted lizard, which means we're supporting with the right hand or the right elbow. Left hand touches the left knee, or the hand can go up or beyond the hip. So we're just kind of rotating the spine a little bit. So you choose where you need to be today. You can be on the right elbow if you're looking for a little more, a little deeper stretch. One last big breath in. We're gonna have the hands come down. Slowly shift your weight forward and back. We're actually gonna slide the front foot in just a little bit. And today we're actually gonna just stay on the floor. Let's bring the foot out to the side and come on to both knees. Place your hands on the floor, lift up one knee, lift up the other, and then sit back to a child's pose. Your hands can be all the way forward with the head coming down, or hands can be to the side next to the feet. You might find your hips are high or they can be low. A child's pose, we just slow the breath. Try to slow the heart rate, relaxing. When you're ready, lift up the hips. We're gonna come up onto a cat pose, but first maybe lift up one knee, lift up the other. Round the spine in your cat, looking at the belly button, arching the back like a cat that's scared or upset. And then flatten out the hands, flatten out the spine and look forward. Hips push to the back wall, shoulders push towards the back wall and bottom lip over the top lip. Exhale to the cat, tucking under. And inhale to the cow, extending forward. Exhale to the cat. Inhale to the cow. One last cat. One last cow, looking to the front. We'll go to a side cat, left shoulder to the left hip, looking at that left hip. Right shoulder to the right hip, looking at the right hip. Wagging the tail of the cat. And then we'll shift your weight forward, laying down on the front of the mat. Right arm extending, support with the left hand. Lift up the ribcage and drop that right shoulder down. Lift up the chin and rest the right ear on the mat. Now that may be all the stretch you need, but if you would like, stack the hips. Left hip on top of the right hip. Left foot falls back behind. Is your scarecrow pose. If this ever bothers your spine to have the hips stacked, stay on the stomach and just stretch the arm. Opening up the shoulder, the deltoid muscles. Stretch across the front of the chest, the pectoral muscles. And then roll back onto your stomach. Changing size. Left arm extends. Lift up the rib cage, drop the shoulder down, lift up the chin, and rest the head on the mat. Stack the hips. Left hip on top of the right hip. Sorry, right hip on top of the left hip, right foot falling back behind. And our scarecrow. Being gentle with the spine, listening to what your body needs. Then we'll roll back onto your stomach, both arms extending for our prone cobra. Shoulders lift up and off the mat. Toes can be up or down. Your fingertips can touch the ground if you need a little support. But we're strengthening the lower back, muscles around the spine. Our prone cobra. And we'll take our hands forward, reaching to the front of the room. You can just stretch long. Your hands can be on the mat. They can be hovering over the mat. Some people add a swimming motion here. And then lower the hands down, drag the fingertips in for our Sphinx, like the front of the Egyptian pyramid, sitting tall and proud, shoulders roll back, chest push through. And then if you think, try to bring your belly button all the way through to show it a little sunshine. Take a big breath in and exhale. And we're going to use this as our base pose for our bow and arrow, bending your right leg first. As the knee bends, we push that right hip into the mat. And that may be all you need for your bow today. It is a half bow, so it's just one side at a time. If you would like, you can trace your hand down and round, holding onto the foot, the sock, the pant leg. But you do not have to hold on at all. You can just keep your hands in front, just shifting that weight, feeling that stretch on the front of the hip. But you're welcome to use the same hand, or you can use the opposite hand coming across your back, or you can use both hands, both feet. I do give you time to do one at a time. You make the pose what you need it to be. It's a bow like a bow and arrow. One last big breath in. And we'll slowly release. Bend and straighten the knee. And we'll change sides, bending your left knee, pushing that left hip into the mat. Feeling that deep stretch. And that may be all you need. Your head, it can actually be low, resting down, or it can be high. You can reach back, holding on to the foot, the sock, the pant leg. The same hand, it might be the opposite hand. It might be both hands, no hands. Whatever feels best for your body. This stretches into the abdominals. It also stretches the hip flexor here. Very important pose because we spend most of the day sitting in a chair, car, couch, computer with that knee pulled into the chest. So we're bringing the knee back. We'll take one last deep breath in and bend and straighten the knee. And we'll bend both knees, let the legs sway side to side in a pendulum or windshield wiper. And then the legs come down. We'll reach both hands forward. I want you to roll onto your left side with the right hip on top. Bring the right foot forward. So the legs are kind of in a scissor motion. We're going to place right hand on the right hip, going into a half moon lying down. So we're going to roll the shoulder back and look up towards the sky. You can extend out the right arm if you'd like. You can even look over the right shoulder. So in our reverse half moon lying down today, it is a spinal twist. To be gentle with the spine. If it bothers you at all, please place your hand back on the hip. Look back up or forward. We'll place the right hand back on the right hip. Stack the legs once again and come onto your stomach, both arms forward. Rock back and forth a little bit and then roll onto your right side, stacking the legs. Bring that left foot forward. Left hand on the left hip, roll the shoulder up and back. Look up to see the sun. And then if you would like, you can extend out the shoulder. That spinal twist of the half moon, lying down. We're going to place the left hand on the left hip. Look back up or forward, and then we'll stack the legs. I'm going to roll onto your stomach. Both hands come forward, stretching long. Then place your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift up to all fours. Take the knees out a little bit wider. For a wide angled child's pose, the hips push straight back. Your head might come down to the floor. If you'd like to turn it into a frog pose, you can bring the elbows out to the side. We'll take one last deep breath in here. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. We'll lift up to all fours. Bring the knees in. Tuck the head under, round the spine for that cat pose once again. And then come back down to the ground. We're going to come onto your elbows. Right leg extends back behind you. We'll bend the knee, flex the foot, and push the heel towards the sky. Now this is called the sunbird. We actually have that bent knee, the flexion in the heel. So we're tightening muscles while lengthening others. We're lengthening the front of the body, the front abdominals, strengthening the glutes. We'll take one last big breath in, and we're actually going to bring the knee down, cross it over the foot at the bottom. So you have a cross-legged child's pose here. You're going to rock forward and back. You might find that foot saws. It's called a yoga sawing motion. It pushes against the floor as you rock forward and back, and then rock side to side. So we're actually creating that tension between the two legs, getting ready to hold the stretch. And then when you're ready, we're going to hold. Your head can be down and in the front. You can push your hips back towards your feet. Your hands might even come next to the knees, and your head might be lifted, or it can stay down. There's a lot of choices as we stretch around the knees, inside and outside. Stretching the outside of the hip here. It's a cross-legged child's pose, or it can be a half cow face. The cow face, the head is lifted. Child's pose, the head is down. You get to choose whether you like your head up or down. We'll take one last big breath in here. Shift your weight forward, come down onto your elbows, uncross the knees. Lift up one knee, then the other, kind of walk in place with the knees. And we'll change sides, lifting up your left leg, extending out, flexing the foot, bending the knee, and pushing the heel towards the sky. Breathing in, exhaling out. Create that tension at the glute, really stretch the front of the hip, and stretch into the abdominals. And then lower down. Left foot crosses the right, and we'll rock forward and back. A little sawing motion. And then we'll rock side to side. So you kind of create that tension as the legs are crossed. Sliding the knees into the stretch you need. And then we'll hold, head can come down to the ground. Hips might push back towards the feet. You can have your hands next to the knees with the head lifted. So there's always a lot of choices. Look for the stretch you need to get the outside of the legs, to get around the knees, around the hips. Every body is different, so everybody will look a little different in their poses. One last big breath in. We'll come back down and forward onto the elbows, uncross the legs. And then shift your weight back, bring your hands together for that child's prayer. Walk the elbows as far forward as you can, and then push the hips back towards the feet. Bend the elbows, bring the prayer behind your head, and then feel the elbows almost drag into the center towards the knees as the hips push back. You start to feel the stretch under the arm. We create tension against the floor and the elbows. And then lower the hands down, place your hands underneath your shoulders, lift up, lean to the side and come around to the front. Shaking out any tension that you might have, point and flex the feet. Shoulders roll back and down. We're gonna bend the left knee. Cross the foot over if you'd like. The right hand comes forward, left hand behind your back. Turn your torso, your shoulders, your neck, and that spinal twist lying down. Breathing in. And exhaling out. We'll slowly come back forward to cradle the baby and rock side to side. Loosen up any tension in the hip. It might be close. It might be giving the arms a rest, cradling and rocking with the front knee. You just decide what's best for your body. And we'll place this foot on the floor. Adjust the hips. So we're going to forward fold in a wide angle, walking the hands to the front. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, walk over to the right side. Point and flex the foot if you need. Try to feel that stretch behind the knee. Now as we hold, we'll bring the right hand back and look over that right shoulder. And reverse triangle sitting down. And then we'll walk back to the center and straight back up the middle. Shake out any tension on that knee and we'll change sides, bending the right knee, crossing the foot over if you'd like. Left hand comes around, right hand behind your back, turning the torso, the shoulders, the neck. The spinal twist sitting down. One last big breath in, and we'll slowly untwist. Place one hand on the knee, one hand on the foot, cradle the baby. Rock side to side. And place the foot on the floor, nice and slow. Walk your hands forward. Rock side to side every once in a while. Readjust the hips, the sit bones. And walk your hands to the left. You might point and flex the foot on the left. Then we'll hold right hand forward, left hand comes behind you. You look to the back wall, that reverse triangle sitting down today. And slowly come back to the center. Sitting straight back up. Extend out the legs, shake out any tension, point and flex the feet, and we're going to roll like a ball onto your back. Slowly leaning back or to the side. And you can rock back and forth a couple times, massaging the spine. However you choose to roll like a ball. And eventually we'll be all the way on your back. Place your feet on the floor for a bridge pose, lifting the hips up off the mat. Creating that straight line or the bridge from the knees to the shoulders. And we're going to lift up the heels, think of your shoulders, and we're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time from the shoulders till the tailbone's the last thing to touch the floor. Hold here and lift the belly button up. It's like an upside down cat-cow. So we create a little space underneath our spine. And then push the belly button down and lift the hips up just a little bit. So it's a little bridge versus our big bridge we already had. And push the hips back down and lift the belly button towards the sky. And then push the belly button down, lift the hips up. This helps to release the tension in the lower back. Drop the hips down, lift the belly button up. Call them the little bridges. It's like an upside down cat-cow. Push the belly button down, lift the hips up. It releases the psoas muscles, so the tension on the muscle that goes from the back and through the hips. It's also that hip flexor. Let's release, relax down, and bring both knees into the chest. Give your knees a little squeeze, kind of rock side to side, and then lengthen both legs towards the sky. We're gonna do a little scissor motion, holding onto your right leg. Left leg comes forward. Bring that right leg a little closer to the chest. And then scissor, bring the left leg up. And scissor one more time, right leg's up. And we'll hold on to the right leg, bringing it into the chest. We're gonna left leg rock side to side, loosen up any tension that you might have. I want you to bend the right knee, give it a hug. So that left leg kind of hovers. It's like it's floating in and out on top of the water, the tide. And let the left leg drop down. Right knee is going to rock side to side. I want you to place the left hand on your left hip or out like the top of the letter T at the top of the mat, just to counterbalance the weight as the knee falls all the way to the right. And we rock the knee up and down. So we're just trying to loosen up the hip. And today we're doing a joyful happy baby, but it's a half baby pose, or it's a one-legged baby today. So we're just doing one side. Lengthening out the right leg. Your hand might cradle the leg with the elbow pushing into the mat on that right arm. Or some people hold on to the foot, the sock, the pant leg. You might have a yogi toe grip with middle finger and thumb around the big toe as the leg falls out to the side. In our half baby pose. And we're going to bring the knee back to the center. Bend the knee and change hands. So the left hand touches the right knee. Right hand falls out like the top of the letter T. The knee comes across the body. Now this is a twisted pigeon lying down. Or upside down pigeon poses. Take one last deep breath in. Exhale, empty out all the air. Empty, 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 empty. That stretch comes on the exhale. We'll bring the knee back to the center, lengthen the right leg towards the sky. We'll do that all over again on the other side. Change legs, scissoring, holding on to the left leg. And then change legs again, lifting up the right. And change one more time, lifting up the left. Now we're hovering that right foot over the mat. We're gonna let it sway side to side, like it's floating on top of the water. And we're gonna bend the left knee. So we're in our upside down pigeon. Right foot touches the floor, right hand goes out to the side like the top of the letter T or on top of the hip to hold the hip down. Because we're gonna rock left knee up and down. And then we're gonna rock it side to side. So we let it come out to the side. And then when you're ready, extend out the leg. It can be bent or straight or somewhere in between in our half baby pose today, or one side of the baby. You can have a yogi toe grip, or you can have your hand on the foot, the sock, pant leg, or just having that left elbow pushing into the mat and the leg being cradled with the hand on the left side. Now, when you're ready, we're going to bend the left knee and bring the knee across the chest, holding on with the right hand. So it's your upside down pigeon again. The twisted pigeon as the knee comes across the body. You can look over that left shoulder, left hand at the top of the letter T, at the top of the mat. And we'll bring the knee back to the center, bring both knees into the chest, give the knee a hug, rock side to side, open your arms like a letter T at the top of the mat. Let both legs fall over to the left as you look to the right. And your full spinal twist lying down. You can have your legs bent or straight or anywhere in between where it feels comfortable for your body. Just close the eyes, slow the breath, breathing in and exhaling out. And bring the knees back to the center, rock side to side, right in the middle, readjust the spine, flatten out the back, and let the legs fall to the right side. You can extend out one leg or both legs or whatever feels comfortable for your body today. And the full spinal twist lying down. You look over that left shoulder, closing the eyes, relaxing into the stretch. Bring the knees back to the center, rock side to side. And I'll place your feet on the floor, lengthen your toes to the front of the room, fingertips to the back of the room, stretching, growing a little longer, a little taller. And then bring your hands down next to your legs, roll the shoulders back and down. We're going to flex the feet, make a fist with the hands, and tighten all the muscles in the body. Tighten, 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 squeeze. And then release, feeling the difference of the relaxed body. Now this is your corpse pose. The next few minutes is used for rest and relaxation. So close your eyes, clear your mind, and let your body be at peace. Keeping your eyes closed, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll over onto your right side. When you're ready, open your eyes and walk yourself up to an easy sit position. Legs can be crossed or straight or anywhere in between. Draw a little circular motion, loosening up the back, awakening the spine. And then reverse the direction, go the other way. And we'll come to the center, lift the shoulders to the ears, push back and down. And let the hands fall to the sides. Inhale up to the sky and down heart center. Feel a little pressure with your palms. Then reverse the direction and stretch the back of the wrist. Shake your head yes, loosen up the neck. And shake your head no, because you don't want to leave this yoga class. Shake your head yes, because life does move on. We'll slowly lift up the hands. Bring your hands back behind you, exhale down. And then you can place one hand in front of the other and push down into the mat behind you. Roll the shoulders back and bring your bottom lip over the top lip. Lean your head to the right, stretching the neck, stretching the jawline, stretching through the collarbone. Lean your head to the left. Come back to the center. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale out, releasing toxins. Inhale for the body. Inhale for the mind. Inhale for the spirit. Bring your hands heart center. And namaste. Thanks for coming today. And have a good rest of the week. Now we're all ready for a nap. Was it